Coming to you from Spy Shops USA again, here in Rochester, Michigan. Wanted to give you guys a quick little how-to video on some of the hidden cameras, mainly the little black box camera. This will also work for the tissue box camera. Basically with this one, right in the back of the unit, you've got an SD card slot for your micro SD card. You've got a power slot to actually charge the battery, or you can plug it into the wall to use a wall source if you don't want to use the rechargeable battery. Now typically on these, rechargeable battery is about 10 hours of recording time. But we're going to plug everything in here and then plug it into the monitor, and we're going to go through the main menu and show you how to get everything set up on these. Now one thing with this unit, it does have a little power button on the back. So that's going to be one thing once we plug it in here. We're going to have to power it up, which you'll usually hear a little beeping sound when it powers up, and then you'll be able to see the actual video once it comes onto the screen like this. Now again, it does come with a little remote for it, so we're going to use the remote and kind of go into your main menu, and I'll show you how to set everything up here. So you've got your record setting. You can go in and change your video resolution if you want. And actually, if you've got an SD card in here, it'll show you how much time frame you'll get with that particular SD card and your resolution. The 720 by 480 resolution is what we're going to keep it in right now. Your recording quality, you got fair, better, or best. And same thing, I mean, you know, it'll show you exactly what kind of time frame you're looking at with any of those as well. Scroll down here, go to your frame rate. You can go anywhere from 30 frames per second to 1 frame per second. You know, obviously the 30 frames per second is going to be a full running video. You can slow it down, which will actually give you longer recording time if you want. Most people kind of keep it in that 30 frames per second to get that full running video. Motion setting, you can set it up for your motion sensitivity, high, medium, or low. Usually medium is pretty sufficient for just standard, you know, somebody walking in the room. Now your motion area itself, you can actually, it's got grids where you can go in and you can block out different grids. You know, say if you've got anything in the house that, you know, kind of runs around on a daily basis, like a pet or anything like that, you can actually block out the grids where it will only detect motion in the white area instead of the yellow like that. So you can go through and actually, you know, move these boxes around and block out really anything that you want. You also have a scheduled setting where you can go through and actually set up a time for, you know, all week if you want, certain days if you want, anything you want to do on those. Your storage capacity, if we had the SD card in here, again, it would show you your storage space. Now you can do an overwrite or a full stop. The overwrite will actually, once it gets to the end of the card, it'll rewrite over itself and flip back to the first of the card, you know, start doing it. And now in a full stop like that, once it gets to the end of the SD card, you're going to stop recording completely. So either way you want to set it up with on that. Your recording length is only in continuous recording, but you can set it up for 15, 30 minutes, or an hour per file in continuous recording like that. Your system setting, this is how you're going to go through, set up your time and date stamp. You can set up your language. The external trigger like that is to set it up if you just want to do a manual record and then hit the record button from the remote itself. You can do that. But we'll go in here and look at your time and date. You can adjust the time and date stamp, which means you can go through, set it up accordingly. You can actually change the format of the card, or format of the time and date stamp. Usually month, day, and year is the best way to do it like that. Your stamp position you can change from your upper right, upper left, or upper center. And then the stamp color you can change too, which basically what this is going to mean is the time and date stamp that's on the video, you can put it for black, you can put it for white, or you can put it for red. Usually in black and white versions you want to put it for red so you can see it a little bit easier. Generally in a color version, either one, black or white, would be fine. We'll go down here to your status display. Status display on and off, that just means if you want your time and date stamp to actually show on your device. And then you can do a factory default, which would basically erase everything that you've just changed on the unit, so generally you don't want to do that. Software status, it will show you your version. You can actually do a software upgrade. If there ever is an upgrade for the DVR itself, it would be on our website, so it would be a downloadable version that you can do. And we'll go back out to the camera here, and then once we get all of our settings, you'll be able to see that it would have your time and date stamp on it. The NTSC is just your American version, which is fine. There's no SD card, so it actually says none right now. Your resolution is a D1 resolution. It's showing your 30 frames per second. And then your OW is overwrite. So if you had it on full stop, it would actually have an FS. And then if you had your SD card slot in, it would actually say SD. But those are your main features in this particular unit. Again, once you get this set up, it's generally going to keep that same information for 3 to 4 days if you don't, if it doesn't go without power. But typically it'll keep all those same settings. So set it up any way that you want. But that'll give you kind of an idea of how to set these up. And again, these products are available on our website at spyshopsusa.com, or you can come and visit us here in store at 411 South Main Street in downtown Rochester, Michigan.